Elevate TV, advancing kingdom lifestyle.
Good evening. Welcome to Empower. This is a program that focuses on people and workplace. My name is Beatrice Chuchu. I'm glad that you're together with us. Please interact with us. Our numbers down on your screen. Feel free to talk to us and give us your feedback. Today I have a special guest with me. His name is Wilfred. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Wilfred Gitao Kiaguru. Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
happy to have a gentleman with me today. Yeah, welcome so much. We're happy to have you.
Thank you so much.
And last week we looked at team development and team management. And we learned a lot about that. And we realized the need to have team working together, the team leader and the team members working together to achieve goals. And so for today, we want to continue from where we stopped last time and talk to our guest today to tell us, first of all, what he has done, what he does, how we just want to know you a bit. Then after that, I'll get you onto this. So tell us more about yourself.
Okay, thank you so much.
It's a HR talking to you.
For the opportunity to reveal myself.
Yes.
Because you get to know a person by how much they reveal themselves to you.
Yeah.
So I have worked as a medical representative for a very long time.
Yes.
Marketing pharmaceutical drugs into the industry. And I have worked with several organizations and several teams.
Yes.
Right now, I'm doing business of fumigation, general pest control. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm seeing a person who's been working, being employed.
Yes.
You've grown within your employment.
Yes.
And finally you became a person. You became your own boss, as they say.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. And so for us today, I want us to understand now from the team perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you worked with teams
Yes.
previously, because we talked last time and we said that we need this leader and the team to work together to achieve. So
Yes.
for us, we want to understand from your perspective, as a person who has been a team leader, a person who has been a manager, we want to understand from your perspective. Tell us your journey about that. How did it work? Would you consider yourself to have been a good manager or team leader? And then we'll ask you questions also on why. Why do you think so?
Yeah, what I have come to understand throughout my journey
Yes.
is that there is no organization, a company or an industry
Yes.
that can run without expertise of human intelligence.
Yes.
And therefore, leadership is of paramount importance because it gives direction
Yes.
and it gives a clear roadmap of where you're coming from
Yes.
to where you're headed. Without management, there's no success.
Yes.
And therefore, in any organization or industry, we need effective management. But even though we need such effective managers, I've come to learn something, that there are no clear steps
Yes.
that you can give of how one can become an effective manager. Because there are different organizations,
Yes.
different industries, and every organization, every team, every industry have got different structures,
Yes.
policies. They have different teams. They come from different geographical setups.
Yes.
And they have different cultures. And therefore you cannot say clearly, this is the procedure of becoming an effective or a perfect manager.
But for you, in how you've been working,
Yes.
how have you managed, or what has, maybe you tell us how you have done it
Yes.
to get success from the teams,
Yes.
or maybe not to get success.
Right.
Yes.
Number one thing that I think is of paramount importance for you to have a productive team, an effective team, is to promote open communication and active listening. As a manager, you need to create a very conducive environment, open and comfortable for conversations.
So how have you made it that comfortable, comfortable?
Yes.
How have you made it comfortable for your team?
Well, you have to be very honest and very open and transparent to your team members.
Yes.
Number one, by clearly communicating the information that regards the organization that you're working for, by sharing strategies,
Yes.
sharing goals and the visions and the objective of the company. When you effectively communicate,
Yes.
they also in return communicate back.
True.
Because when you create such an environment,
Yes.
it is a key to enhance amicable relationships between the manager and the team members, as well as creating a platform for effective execution of the responsibility that they do have. Yes.
So you're telling us how you've been working with your teams
Yes.
previously is,
Yeah.
and even now as a business person, I
Yes.
believe you're also working with people.
Right.
So is this open communication?
Yes.
There is trust.
Yes.
And you're saying you make it comfortable so that
Yes.
they feel they can easily reach you. You need
Yes.
to consult something. Because
Exactly.
sometimes we've seen maybe some managers are so hard to reach.
Yes.
For example, it should be early this week, late last week, that there was a certain discussion on Twitter about the way toxic managers can be. And people are really saying how they've been mishandled by managers, how they have been not helped, how they've not gained the experience that they require. They were denied opportunities by managers. So from what I hear you say is that you need to work closely with your team.
That is it. That is it. If you want to be successful, closely work with your subordinates,
Yes.
with your team members. There are some people who execute micromanagement.
Yes.
I want to state categorically and with a lot of freedom.
Yes.
No employees like micromanagement. And every good manager should be able to put that thought into mind and into consideration.
So for you,
people want a certain degree of freedom.
yes.
And they want you to believe in them and to have confidence in them.
Yes.
That they will be able to execute their skills and their expertise
Yes.
in whatever responsibility that you have given them. Yes. People don't want to be, micromanaged. They want that level, controlled level of freedom. Yes.
But I think that is also possible if I trust you.
Yes.
If you also trust me.
Yes.
And I also know what I'm supposed to do and I'm
Right.
capable of doing it.
And that trust comes through open communication.
Yes.
Being transparent. Being open.
Yes.
Communicating clearly what is expected of these members
Yes.
in the organization. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I believe you have worked with different teams
Yes.
in you as a person.
Right.
So maybe you can let us know or get more information. How have you managed to have them work together? Because considering that we are different, and any setup you'll find people who are different. So have you made that work, your team to work together? You as Gitau.
Me as Gitau, what I have done, I appreciate diversity. One thing I know, people come from different geographical setups.
Yes.
They are brought up differently. They have different experiences.
Yes.
They have different strengths and weaknesses. And therefore, number one thing is to understand the personalities of your team members so that you're able to know what strengths they do have, the opportunities available for them, and what weaknesses they have. And then enhance collaboration, inspire collaboration within the team members. And what I have done for me to be able to have effective productivity
Yes.
is to enhance mentorship of different team members of the organization that I'm working for.
Yes.
Mentorship is very important. Somebody told me sometimes back that it is not about nature. It's all about nurture. And if you can be able to guide your members and your team to success professionally guiding them, it will make them very effective,
Yeah.
very efficient, and very productive. And there are some steps that I have been taking during my management.
Yes.
The process of mentorship.
Yes.
And number one thing that I have done is demonstration. After identifying the potential and the abilities of a given member, I demonstrate what needs to be done.
Yes.
In other words, I do, as you watch. And now the second step is delegation of the responsibility. I do as you help me do whatever I'm doing
Yes.
in order to achieve the goal that is set. From there, we move to another level,
Yes.
a higher level, a level of whereby the employee does the actual thing as I help him execute that responsibility. It's a level of evaluation.
Yes.
You are evaluating how effective and how efficacious this person is. From there now you move to a higher level whereby you allow them to do what they're supposed to do
Yes.
as you watch. It's a level of supervision.
Yeah.
At that level you are sure that whether you are there or not,
Yes.
the organization will move forward. And therefore, mentorship is very important. If you're going to have effective cohesion, collaboration, and success in a team, as a manager, you should be able to mentor the people that you're working with.
So, in your journey,
Yeah.
of the career journey, you'd say, would you be proud to say that you have succeeded in leading teams? Or would it be something that you can say strongly that, yes, I have?
Yes, I have. I have succeeded in doing so because after executing this, I have seen the results. Yes.
You've seen the results.
Yes.
So I like it when you say that you demonstrate to them.
Yes.
You do as they watch.
Yes.
Then you show them how to do it.
As
then
they
again,
help.
as they help. Finally, they'll do it as you watch.
Yes.
And they're able to do it.
That's right.
Wow.
That's
and then it moves forward. Then you can be, I can be in the house and know that someone is doing something.
And they will never fail.
And they'll not fail.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. And I think the other thing I want to say before we take a break is this issue of team leaders or managers, as you put it. We should take it also is our responsibility to see these people grow.
Yes.
Yeah, there's something that always surprised me. The high school the teachers, be it a primary school teacher or a high school teacher, and I think I've said this earlier. And what I like about them is that whether you are a pilot, whether you are a doctor, they're still a teacher.
Yes.
But they're very happy.
Yes.
When they see you,
Yes.
they're so happy. Even they'll, he used to be my student. Wow, he's doing well. She used to be my student, and they're very proud of you. That means whatever they do, they're very happy to see someone shine. I think that is also what we should do as team leaders, as managers, in our aspects.
Yes.
We'll be taking a short break. After that, we'll come to understand what challenges have you gone through as a manager.
Right.
Thank you so much for being part of us.
Thank you.
And we are grateful that you've been watching us, interacting with us. We're taking a short break. We'll be right back.
Good marketing makes the company look smart. Great marketing makes the customer feel smart. Are you looking for a place to advertise your upcoming conference, church meeting, or ladies' meeting? Look no further. Elevate TV is offering you a chance to advertise from as low as 5,000 Kenyan shillings. Talk to us today. Call us on 0705 872237.
Welcome back. Thank you for being with us. This is Empower. We focus on people and workplace. Before we took a break, we are looking at succeeding as a manager. And our guest was telling us the journey he has walked up to where he is. And now we want to hear from you.
Right.
Every journey has ups, downs,
That's right.
milima,
That's right.
unateremka. So, what challenges have you faced as Gitau as you led teams? Yeah.
During my early moments of leadership, one of the biggest challenge that I encountered with my team
Yes.
is unproductivity in the responsibilities given to them.
Wow.
And largely this was contributed by the aspect of failure to define goals. Failure to define goals.
Yes.
And I would find employees struggling to execute their roles and their responsibilities
Yes.
day in, day out. They would really struggle.
Yes.
You find an employee having no idea of what is expected of them, why they are working for the organization that they are working,
Yes.
and what this work should do to them, whether to benefit them or bring, negativity or whatever. You find them struggling. And this is because of failure to plan, because poor planning and the inability to define goals will always bring failure.
Yeah.
And therefore, I experienced this during my early ages.
And I can imagine you're not the only one who experienced that, yeah?
Yes.
You find most of the time when we start
Yes.
and we become managers, we are climbing up
Yes.
with a lot of energy and a lot of eagerness and
Yes.
excitement.
Yes.
There are things we don't know
Yes.
what to do.
Yes.
So until you fail, you're like, wow, okay.
Yeah. So you find you're given objectives, you're given goals by the company,
Yeah.
and you have a team, you're not able to meet targets, and you do not know why. Until one time I came to realize,
Yes.
this is where the problem is.
True.
And I remembered something that I learned back in high school, about 6 P's, whereby we were being told that proper prior planning prevents poor performance.
Yes.
And because of that, I developed a strategy of establishing clear goals and expectations
Yes.
for my employees
Yeah.
and for the team that I'm working with. And for me to be able to define these expectations,
Yes.
I used what we call SMART goal method, where we are told you have to be very specific. The goals that you're giving to the people, be very specific. These goals should be measurable.
Yes.
They should be, they should be attainable, realistic goals. Sometimes we give general goals that are not realistic.
Bring confusion
They cannot
instead.
even be achieved. You bring a lot of confusion and a lot of struggles to the people that you're working with. And of course, give a time bound.
Yes.
Yes, a time limit.
Yes.
This should be achieved within this given moment.
Yes.
When you have such SMART goal method executed in the team,
Yes.
they will know what is expected of them. And when a team knows and understands where they are coming from and what is expected of them within their responsibilities, they become very productive, very efficient, and very effective in their workplace. Yeah.
Wow, that's a major challenge, and I think it's not unique. Yeah,
Yeah.
As in, it's very. Most of us find ourselves in it, and sometimes you don't know where to go. But maybe ask you another question on this. Did you find a situation whereby you have to supervise people that are older than you? Because it happens, you can be given a position and the people that are under you, they are senior in age.
Right.
And they're looking at you like, you're my son.
Yes.
So even you, before you approach them, you already have this mentality, my God, this one is like my dad.
Yes.
So have you had such experience?
Yes, I have had such an experience, and most of the time, most of them would look down on you.
Yes.
And what I came to realize that when you have such,
Yes.
they will have negative mental attitude, even towards your leadership.
Yes.
And in any team, you will never lack people with negative mental attitude. They could be performing very well,
Yes.
they could be very productive, but they have a negative mental attitude. And sometimes you have people with very negative mental attitude, at the same time, they are not even productive.
Oh my God, that's too hard.
Such people, actually, I recommend you do away with them.
I can imagine.
But those people who are very productive,
Yeah.
you should have a sitting with them and have a conversation, an open conversation. How would you like me manage you?
Wow.
And after listening, actively listening from them, you will chart a way forward. You'll come up with a proper roadmap on how to manage them and give them an opportunity to showcase their abilities, their capacities, and to some extent even delegate responsibilities to them. They will feel that you're confident with them.
Yes.
You have faith in them and you believe in their abilities. And even though they are older than you, you will have a very effective collaboration and teamwork together with them. And they will consider you as a great leader.
True.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it also from the other aspect of me as a leader.
Yeah.
And I feel that inferiority complex.
Inferiority, yes.
Because of them.
Right, right.
How can I tell them? How can I ask them? So there's also need to work on yourself as a leader, because if you don't gain that confidence, you need to approach them and tell them or ask them that question, how can I manage you? How do you work together?
Exactly.
I appreciate you're my senior.
Exactly.
And I know you have to come from a positive side, that you even have more experience in some areas, maybe of great help to my leadership too.
Exactly.
So, but you shouldn't just go and feel like I'm just there.
Yeah, and indeed you should work on yourself.
Yes.
And also on your leadership style. By actually even utilizing this thing that we call SWOT, doing a SWOT analysis on yourself in comparison to the people that you're leading.
Yes.
What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses?
Yes.
What are the opportunities available for you? And some of the threats that could come
that could be facing you
from the team. And now you will know how to mitigate them and to go about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, as you brought those SWOT analysis, maybe I can ask you a personal question.
Right.
How do you work on yourself to become a great leader every day? Because I believe all of us, we should be people that are improving ourselves to become better. Because we are not yet there. So every day is a learning step. Every day we are moving forward. So how do you work on yourself to become better?
Most of the time it is to study and working on developing my mental attitude. Because if I have a positive mental attitude, a well-established positive mental attitude, this will become a source of inspiration to the people that I'm leading. I will inspire them to collaborate and to effectively execute their responsibilities. At the same time, I have been working on myself to reach to a point whereby I'm able to recognize efforts from my members. And not just recognize efforts, but also appreciate those efforts. And after appreciating them, if they are reasonable and logical resources, go ahead and reward great efforts. But at the same time, I've been doing a lot on studying personalities to understand the diversity. Because if I'm going to be a great leader, who will positively influence the lives of many people that I'm leading, and even develop them to higher positions in the near future, I have to understand the different types of personalities that we have on board and how to co-work together with them. You will know why so-and-so behaves the way they are behaving and why they are responding the way they are responding. And sometimes you will not be harsh on them because you know it is as a result of their personality. So I do a lot of studies on understanding the diversity so that I can work together with these people.
Great. Our time is running short, but maybe ask you a question. Who would you consider as a great leader? Who?
That is a very interesting, question. But come to think of it, someone whom I would consider as a great leader is this leader or this manager who positively influences their team members and develops their skills to a certain level and create a platform for them also to grow to a position of leadership and a senior role. Because if I lead you and you become successful and perform even better than me, then I consider myself successful.
Yes, yes. Be like my teacher.
Even better than myself. That's when I will consider myself to have succeeded in my leadership.
True.
But if, after leaving that position, there's no one to take over and even take this organization or industry to a higher dimension, then I will consider myself as a failure.
You have failed.
Yes.
Wow.
Right.
And actually, when your team is doing better,
Yes.
you succeed.
That's
Your work
right.
becomes easier.
That's right.
Don't be threatened.
That's right.
You just become, wow,
That's
thank
right.
you.
Thank
It has
you.
been great interacting with you. Thank you so much, Gitao, for coming.
Asante.
And I'm happy that you have given us your insights.
Shukran.
And I believe others have learned from you.
Thank you.
And I look forward to interact with you another time.
Looking forward.
Thank you.
Asante sana.
Thank you so much for being part of this program. It has been Empower. My name is Beatrice Chuchu.